Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Tour de France. This is episode number 12. 30 points now. I've progressed by, 10 more over the course of this race, but we're 3 stages into a 5-stage race. I do lead the King of the Mountains and the Combativity Award classifications right now. Claiming either one of those will net 10 more points, which means we would at least match last season. 20 points would match the season before. For us to not go backwards, it's going to take a lot because these last 2 stages are going to be really tough. I only have a 1-point lead in the KOM, and there's huge points on offer. And I'm just not a very good climber yet. Eventually we'll get there. I had a really hard time hanging on this stage here above me. We won the first climb, but by the second climb, I was beat fairly comfortably. By the third climb, I was out of energy, so didn't even make it close to the top of the third climb. It's going to be a really difficult ask to go on and win that, and even the Combativity Award, depending on what happens with a couple other riders, as we've got a couple guys close on our heels. Let's get to racing. Big double dose of the Alpe d'Huez today. That's going to be rough. I have not pulled out to a big gap, by the way. I'm only 9 seconds ahead, and 3 riders are just behind me. And more riders are off. We are now at... more riders. 12 riders off the front. I've been caught by the first group. Peloton's 34 seconds behind. Neos wants the green jersey. That's why he's here. He's just got to survive the first climb. 3 more riders have attacked. We're up to 15 overall. Sheffield's here. That's a problem for me. If I get dropped the first time up Alpe d'Huez, and he continues up till the final time up Alpe d'Huez, he might take the Combativity Award away from me. 12 of us, 21 seconds. Sepulveda attacking. Can I get separation and leave that group and then join this group? And this group gets away? No, back together. 12 of us, 16 seconds ahead. And now it's 2 riding off. Sepulveda doesn't follow this time, and of course he was the one I was attached to. Okay, we have dropped some riders. Oh. And now the 11 of us are reeled in. Now there's just 2 off the front. And it's definitely not the 2 that are okay. Sheffield, 1 point behind me in the KOM, and just behind me in the KOM, the Combativity. 3 ahead, all in sight. We've got the largest group here with 4. Now Storer is attacking too, and it's definitely too many guys off the front here. Cepeda. Dunbar. But he was going to stay on his wheel. 1 minute ahead, but we... the 11 of us, it's actually only 37 seconds. Sheffield, the only rider away right now. 14 of us. 22 more off of the peloton. I think that was an unintentional breakaway forming there. And I can't keep this kind of pace up if we're going to survive multiple climbs to come. So things are not going according to plan right now. We've gained about 8 seconds over the peloton so far, and we've nearly caught Sheffield. But with 15 of us, I think our group is a bit too big to survive. "36 seconds ahead of the peloton. That's the one to keep an eye on. I'd love to see this group suddenly just split in half, and half of them go right back to the peloton, but that does not seem to be the case. And we're about to begin the big Cat 2 climb that I can't handle this sort of tempo for very long on. 41 seconds ahead of the peloton. We have opened up the gap slightly. We are putting enough pressure that maybe a few riders could get dropped, but I just don't see it happening at this stage. And there's some big names here that I can't compete with. This is now about survival and getting the Combativity. not about the KOM, as I don't think I'm in for a shout with this absurdly strong field here. We eased up just slightly and the peloton's pulling us right back. So the peloton itself is already starting to blow up. It's only one rider off the back, but I suspect it's going to be more and more as time goes on here. And with just a 20-second advantage and a stretch group of 15 riders, it's to the first rider, not the last rider, that time gap is taken. Chances are we're going to be in contact with the peloton here in just a moment, and then we're going to see a new attack that I'm not sure I can match. Peloton is actually going further behind at the moment, and the riders are getting dropped. Sheffield, the first one dropped. That's good for me. Sheffield has been dropped. Dunbar has been dropped. Oh, that was a weird scenario. We just suddenly came to a halt. Cavendish is out climbing me right now. And it blows up. I tried to go into control and it didn't go into the control. It was going blank or full. I couldn't get the effort that I was aiming for, and we get dropped by the group. Peloton's a minute 47 behind now, so our 22-second gap has gone out. We pushed really hard on this climb, and I and others didn't have enough in the tank to hang with it. It's down to 10 riders already in the group. There was 15, so I'm one of 5 that have been dropped. But I will not collect points on this climb. I am still off the front, so I am still getting some combativity. Ballerini, okay, that's good. Store picks up 1 point. That part's good for me, that I'm unaffected by the points that those guys gained. I still have the leader's jersey for now, but big time points on the next climb. 10, 20, I don't know. Jose Lopez. I wasn't sure who it was. Cavendish wins a sprint. That's what he came for. Hofstetter, Thiessen, Ballerini. That's all those sprinters. I don't know how they hung on, and I couldn't. I'm better. I should be a better climber than those guys. Still ahead of the peloton, just by 20 seconds right now. See what the gap looks like at this kind of effort. So I'm going a little bit harder than standard. Let's use the last of our gel. There we go. Gels are done. Right at the top we'll have a feed zone. Red bar's fine. This is now about the overall consumption and how long the climb goes on. Oh my, that's the peloton. Reeled in by the peloton already. Look at Bauhaus pushing like that. 68 left in the peloton. 5 still left off the front. Minute 48 for them. Sprinters, those are the ones that have been caught. The 5 that are left are the 5 climbers. And their gap at a minute 43. They might not get caught by the top of this, but there's a long ways to go. Long ways to go. We're about 5 kilometers up the climb right now. Just climbing my pace. I've passed some guys up. There's some more here. There's definitely not the numbers there were left in the peloton. It's down to 43. Front group's down to 4. Lopez takes the 20 points out of Hamilton. Cepeda. Storer grabs 10 more, so he's... Storer is going to be ahead of me. All 4 of them are going to be ahead of me. So I'm suddenly down to 5th place in the King of the Mountains classification. We're not in that one now. Now it's going to be about the combativity award and getting away one more time on the final stage. I think I have enough kilometers today to hang on to it. Storer is a threat to it. Oh, I just blew up. I didn't realize I was having an issue. I wasn't looking at that. Down to 32 in the peloton, by the way, at this point. And they are closing in on the top. And I'm not absurdly far behind. Made it to the ski lodge. Oh, I just blew up again. I thought I was holding steady. I didn't have much energy. I know I was one step above where it can hurt, but it didn't look like it was hurting. Oh, see, watching it now, I can see that it is. 28 left in the peloton, by the way. Those guys are well over the top of this one, heading for the next one. Okay, right into the next climb. The long descent is the one that follows it. And I've got sight of some guys ahead of me. Hamilton, Lopez, Cepeda. Yeah, KOM's jersey. Polka dots are gone today for sure. And I'm not ahead of the peloton, so I'm not getting credit for being in a break right now. I'm just going to have to get through the stage the rest of the way. Yeah. By the way, right now I am solo in group 9 off the back. 53rd is my overall position right now. I mean, hey, considering I spent the day in the break, 53rd position right now. Not bad. And that point that I picked up for mountain won't apply until the end of this race. I haven't picked it up yet. And I am catching some more guys, and I can very much catch them on the final climb and pass up some more guys. I'd like to see a top 50 finish here. And it's very much... Here we go. Going over the top. Big descent to come. I'm going to manage things. I want to control my guy. Alright, we are spread out all over the mountain. There's still riders that haven't gone over the top. I am halfway down right now at the moment, riding hard, making up some ground through this section. It's going to get steeper again here shortly, though. Back into the arrow. Peloton's at 2:13. I am at 5:38, so we are nowhere near the front group. Alright, yeah, progress being made. I'm very much outriding these guys down the descent. However, my energy's not looking great now. So I'd like to catch these guys and get some recovery on. It's probably more important than the positions gained here. Nice. Oh, that was like the best corner I've ever made. Okay, contact's happening. Contact's happening. Oh, canter. My sprinter. My sprinter was ahead of me. All right. My position right now is 52nd, but I'm in a group that was ahead of me, so I've caught these guys and managed to recover once catching them the rest of the way. It's time to go clear and just ride my pace, which I think we can climb a decent pace. Maybe. Decent. Not a high pace, but a decent pace. Canter stays with me. Front group down to just 25. Champs-Elysées now leading the race overall and the last breakaway rider. Vanderhorn, somebody we were racing with, what, second race this season? Canter hangs with me. Is he going to come through and actually take a turn? Mitchell Brooks just got dropped from presumably the main group. Yes, we do have at least one rider in the peloton. I'm trying to give orders to Cantor. This is the first time I'm really trying to give orders to other riders to see what it is. He hadn't really come through, and I think he's kind of climbing on his limits more so than I am. I just have better stamina than he has better stamina than I do, which is why up till now he'd been able to outdo me. But I'm telling him to ride at 80%. No, Solaire now goes clear. Solaire, there's still plenty of climbing to go too. They still have 4K to go to the top. Solaire looks like he's potentially headed for a race lead in the overall. Johannesson is 12 seconds back. Champs-Elysées in his group is nearly a minute down already. Lopez from the break is a minute down. Jan Hurt. Menkes in 6th. Where am I at now? 47th overall on the road. 26th off the back of the peloton, which I don't even know where the peloton is now. It's behind Kelderman, wherever that. Champs-Elysées, Hamilton, Lopez hangs on for 5th. Bennett, Großschartner gets 7th. Okay, that's good. That's a good team result right there. Lenny Martinez gets 16th. Takes 42nd for the team. I could maybe turn it into a 43rd. Ballerini, who was in the breakaway, by the way. I'm going to get past him right as we go into the 1K banner. And there's nobody left out there, by the way. I'm the next one to cross the line. Ouch, I only picked up 20K on the Combativity Award today. 80 plus going to those front guys. We'll see how we're looking in that classification here in a moment. Solaire leads overall. Großschartner is 4th. Oh, I love it. That's fantastic that he's in 4th. The top 5 here will be worth a lot of valuable points and could potentially ensure that we do get that 23rd position. KOM, I fall to 8th place. I knew that these last 2 stages were going to be a huge ask. Points classification 5th, but way behind Cavendish, who went into the break and picked up those extra points. So, in fact, all 4 of those guys ahead of me did. Ballerini was in that break as well. Gaviria is the first one that wasn't. We are 2nd in the team classification behind UAE. That's pretty awesome. I've got some better guys this season than what I had past seasons, and we could see that turn into something. I do still have the combativity lead, but Sheffield and Van Moor are the 2 that I got to watch out for, and then we've got 130K advantage over Storer. I might hang on and get this jersey after all. 23 kilometers to go means there's only 2 guys that could actually put up a fight and take this jersey away from me today. If they don't attack, then I've got it. I'll have it in the books. 5 guys are already off the front though, so we'll find out pretty quickly who and what. I'm just 13 seconds ahead of him. I don't mind getting caught by those guys, so I'm going to back off. I want to save some energy. Conchi now attacking. 26 seconds ahead of the peloton. Storer is here. He's one of the 2 that can be a threat. Or is he? It was... No, Storer is the one who's 3rd overall. It's Van Moor. And then... I mean, he's 4th. 3rd of the 3 guys behind me. Stopping to check race info as we head forward. 118K to go. I'm in the break, so I'm collecting kilometers. Fourth place, Storer. He's the one who is 132 kilometers behind me. And we only have 118 to go. He will not pass me, even if I get dropped right away. But we are not the only 6 that are off the front. Let's check in on the other groups. De Gent, only 108k for him. He's not a threat. Farron is 6th, not a threat. Schultz is not a threat. Aliotti. And then Harada. None of them are a threat. So, neither of the 2 guys that are a threat, they're back in the peloton. The KOM is out of reach. I'm not going to catch it. But it is a Cat 2 climb, so... And if I'm not threatened in the combativity, winning a Cat 2 would be really good for our development as a climber. So got close to 30 off the front. Over 30. 31 off the front right now. I need red bar if I'm going to be able to attack this thing, so let's gel up. I'm trying to win this, not for the King of the Mountains points, but for the completion to give us a mountain attribute point. We have to go over the top of a various number of Cat 2s, or better, for medium mountain and regular mountain attribute points. And we're approaching the top here. 1.6k. That left-hander looks like a good opportunity to cut in on Conchi just before, and then attack coming out of. 200 meters. Yep, that was it.
You were first over the top of the
Got it.
That's good.
Okay, hey. I've had a little success here. This last stage is going well so far. Still 31 of us off the front, 4 minutes ahead. Now 24 of us here, 7 more in the gap. They are almost 2 minutes behind. And we're right into the next one. Cat 3, I don't know if I need a Cat 3. Might just save the energy. Just 3k for this one. I'm low on energy, so I'm going to save. No reason to attack. The chase group has blown up, and so it's down to really just the 24 of us that are up here. We have a 4-minute 48-second advantage over the field. That's a chance to win a stage, but I don't have a chance to win a stage because he finishes it on a big climb, and there's far too many good climbers, including the late Gino Mater. So all I can really do here is win a few KOM points and move back up the standings for this. And I don't know, these Cat 3s, I don't think they're actually benefiting me. I just picked up the 2 points. That's it. Did I say I wasn't going to attack? It's too tempting. Nobody's pushing. I'm just going to go right at the end, though. I follow behind the 2 Hamiltons. 800 meters to go. Somebody else goes for it. That's great. But if not, I'll make that last little push to go over the top first. 400 meters. Okay. Nobody went for it, so... Oh, now they go for it. Ooh, I got the throw. Good practice for the throw. Well, we got reeled in pretty quick over that stretch. Gap is down to 1:50. Our group is up to 29. Some of those guys in that no man's land actually made contact with us. So we are experiencing something different. This is a Cat 1. I would absolutely love to go over the top first for this one. At 7%. That's a climb I can't match. By the way, 25 of us left. Mater dropped. Peloton down to 45 riders and 1:36 behind. They are pushing hard. 2 harder sections, 2 easier sections left on our way to the top. This the second of the two easier ones. And I'm caught by the peloton, but I'm still in it as we go over the top of the climb. And I'm getting some recovery in. So it's going to be a different experience to be in the peloton for the final climb, but no gel. Very tired from being in the break most of the day. I will get that combativity award, so there's 10 points. We will at least match next season. Oh gosh, we got a long valley here to get through. Okay, fairly fresh as we head to the final climb. We will get to experience what that's like finally. Grossschartner, Martinez, both here. Brooks off the back. That's disappointing. Jeez, 5 minutes back. We are 320 down on what's left of the breakaway. And we are beginning the climb. Semnos, 13.9k, 7.7%. Now the climb is easy. I will have to set my own tempo and go at that tempo at some point here. For now, their tempo is okay. See you later. And I'm out the back. 22 continue on. 5 at the front, spread out. Ooh, Conrad also, so Conrad group of 4. So more than 5. 3 at the front too. How'd that happen? But anyway. Climbing well. Kron, 5k to go. That breakaway has 4 riders at the front. The plus 45 seconds. Amasqueta, and a half. That's all left over from the breakaway that I was in. And I have definitely overtaken some guys here. I am 29th on the road. But now in that final stage of running out of energy. Herman's at 2k, I'm at 3.5. Storer makes contact with me. And Castro Viejo. So I'm back to this group. But this is much better than 50th, right? 32nd on the road, 33rd, 34th on the road. Speed up a little bit, see if that means I can hang on to these guys. Catch one rider from up front. Herman still leads. He's got a near minute advantage. Quentin Hermans may claim victory. Looking the favorite right now for the stage. Soler and his group is a minute 20 behind, down to just 2 riders. They left a plus behind, Fortunato, Rodriguez, Lopez, Martinez, and Grossschartner are 7th and 8th, about 12th, 13th on the road. So not great today for them. Hermans, not Quentin, Ben Hermans takes the stage. Matteo Jorgensen takes 2nd. Johannesson takes 3rd. He's got the white jersey. That could make him the overall race leader. Soler then takes 4th. He was a little ways back. Kron hangs on for 5th. The plus, those guys from the break didn't... I doubt they threatened in the overall anyway. Felix Gall, 19th. Won't get a top 25, but can I get a top 30? From 21st. Goes Cepeda. And I'll sprint for the line. Not sure what I crossed there. Martinez, Grossschartner, 4 minutes down. I was 6:24 behind, crossing the line 30th. Definitely my best mountaintop finish to date. Grossschartner slips a bit, but he does retain a top 10 with a 7th place overall GC finish. And Lenny Martinez actually just behind him in 8th place. So 2 teammates in the top 10. Ucha Brooks falls to 27th. I finished ahead of him today. I moved up to 45th actually, so I get a top 50 finish. Van Roy just behind me in 47th, and Max Cantor in 60th. KOM, I definitely picked up some points today, but it only moved me up one spot to 7th. Young rider, 14th. I don't know what cracking the top 10 in the Young Riders classification would do in a future stage, but I feel like if we were focused on GC, that I could finish somewhere around like Cepeda, 15 minutes down overall. Team classification, we held on to that second. I was the third one crossing the line today, so I was kind of the key time getter on that one. At combativity, we ended up well clear because the main competitors for us didn't get in the breakaway today. So a big time win, we get the 10 points for that. And after a terrible start with 0 points in the first race of the season, and only a 3-race season for us, getting to the same total of 40 when I've had points in every single race prior to that first race of this season where we scored nothing is big. And not only did I manage to get 40 points again this season, but I had a much better teammate haul combined anyway of 32 points for them. They still didn't manage to outscore me, but it is showing that I've got some better riders around me than what I had previously. And we've got that 23rd. Will it be locked up though? If we do lock that up, that's one position higher. We'll have a little bit more cash. As for me, I achieved 6 things on the day. Finished a stage with cobbled sectors. That was just the second time we've done so. Lead to the top of a Cat 2 climb. I did it twice, so we get 2 achievements because there was the second and third time that we've done that. So we'd only done that one time previously. Lead the way out of a 1, 2, or 3-star sector. We've now completed that task 3 times overall. Finished a medium mountain stage. That was just our second medium mountain stage during this race. And finished flat stages. We've now done 10 of those. Overall flat rating up to a 65. Up 2 points from where it was. 65 is still abysmal. But that was probably the most important points that we got overall. As much as I appreciate the mountain points, I need those mountain points. Our flat rating is so bad. It's one of those reasons why we get dropped so quickly and easily when we try to get in a breakaway. That helps. It's going to take 5 more stages before we get a point for the number of flat stages. The cobbled sector 1 is done. A team time trial is something I would love to see, as that would get us points in multiple categories. Winning a flat stage is not happening any soon. Competing in these other races isn't going to happen anytime soon. So it's going to be hard to get more than this in the short term. In terms of our flat rating, we're at 39% of what it could be. Our sprint, still a 67, halfway through the goals there. Acceleration, a 75, 61%. We've got decent acceleration now. Win in intermediate sprint is just 1 more away from getting our next point in that department. Hoping for that one, definitely. And all the more reason to continue getting into breakaways, as we still have, at least 2 more acceleration points. And at 75, it's getting decent. I mean, we're almost capable. The overall sprint's not great, but the acceleration piece, getting that separation, is certainly useful. Hills holds at a 72. Hilly stages, 2 more to get a point there. Medium mountain. How is that only that's a +3. Whew, we gained a +3 on our medium mountain rating today. It was a 68. How was that so bad? How was that so bad? But those 2 Cat 2s, 2 points. Cat 2s and Cat 1s are still very much in play and a thing. Finish a medium mountain stage. That's probably our next point that I would see us picking up. Overall for mountain, we picked up 2 points from a 69 now to a 71. They've almost caught up to that hills rating. They're into the low 70s. Getting there. 43% of the way for both of those goals. Team time trials. 1, 2, 3, 4 points available. Really need to get in that one. Really need to get a team time trial happening here at some point. And we've got all of our free time trial points. It's going to be hard to win anything when we're 68 overall in the time trial. Stamina, 74. Did not gain anything. Finish a stage. 2 more, and we'll get a point for stamina, which will definitely be handy. It's not atrocious anymore, but it's still not good. And we've got to get into higher level races to start getting those last points. Resistance, locked into 73. Nothing's going to happen for that one anytime soon. Cobblestone up to a 60. Picked up 2 points on that. The next one that has a cobbled sector will pick us up some points. We're only 23% along the way. On our cobblestone rating, agility at an A+, recovery holding at a B. We didn't pick up anything there. And 2 mountain stages will get us another recovery boost. Finish a race over 200K will get us a boost. But higher level stuff is what we're kind of waiting on happening. Pogacar won the World Championships and Il Lombardia. Pogacar moves back on top of the individual rankings for the year with Vingegaard and Evenepoel 2nd and 3rd, Moss 4th, Van der Poel 5th. I finished 89th with my 40 points. Grosschartner and Martinez also scoring. Moment of truth, though, do we finally get 23rd in the rankings? We do. 72 points, 5 ahead of Iolo Conte, who picked up 30 points at Il Lombardia, which we don't get an invite to, but is 23rd. Is that 1 spot higher? Going to change anything about the races? I don't know. Do we have to crack the top 20 to get into any additional races? It'd be really nice if we can get to 4 races next year instead of 3. So we finished 23rd. We're going to get 70,000 for budget. That definitely is going to be an improvement of our riders. We're still limited to a rider of 75, but it does say some riders are less demanding, and so it is possible you could hire riders of a higher level. So we might be able to get somebody better than a 75. My goal right now is to build a team of climbers. That seems to be where some points are at for our team and a chance to progress. So we're going to place Van Roy, who has done absolutely nothing in sprints and has still managed to often outclimb myself, even though he's only got a 65 mountain, but I was also in the 60s until just now. So we'll probably would beat Van Roy quite comfortably going forward. But Jose Lopez is who we're going to pick up here. He's got a 75 mountain, 78 medium mountain, 76 hills, okay acceleration, good flat. Stamina's at 72, which is similar to where I'm at. Resistance isn't great, but with a recovery of B, I think he can handle longer races. I've decided to do away with our sprinters entirely. I like Max Canter, but with only 6 slots, it's hard to do much, especially with a limit of that, 75,000. We can only do, or 75 rating. It's hard to do anything extra. So I'm going to go all in on climbers and set us up for a certain profile that maybe, just maybe, we could pull something together out of this. Maybe I can give team director orders, not control the riders, but give them some sort of orders to go for it. I don't know. We'll see if I plan to do that or not. But we're starting to get a pretty decent mid-level set of climbers together. Grosschartner, Jose Lopez, Van Hoek, Ocho Brooks, and Lenny Martinez. And then, of course, myself. And I'm still very much the weaker of what we have here. By the way, for the second time, it's asked me if I want to turn the difficulty down, and I say no. And then it does it anyway, and it ignores me. I caught it. So if you look above, I'm down to 2. I will fix that. We will be racing still at that second hardest difficulty. I'm not going to back off on that, even though it's creating a challenge. We are having a challenge, but challenges are good. I'm enjoying the challenge. We're doing just fine. We are making progress, getting better as a rider. The team is getting better on its results. We've moved up. At some point, we will unlock additional races. I don't know what the cutoff is to get a little bit higher, but we improved our position. Maybe it'll give us a 4th race. Hopefully it does. If not, we'll keep plugging away until we get there. That is going to do it for this episode and this season. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.